Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the L.A.M.E Book Club podcast. My name is Melissa.
I'm Ellie.
And we have a very fun episode today. We are going to be doing our very own Hear Me Out cake.
Woohoo!
I am so excited. I've been wanting to do one of these since I saw the first one on the internet.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It's been a while, but I'm very excited. One thing we're also going to do, though, is we are going to be breaking our hearts and hurting our own feelings by reading 1 stars of some of our favorite books. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer. They are not our absolute top 3. Some of them are, some of them aren't, but just 3 books that we really, really enjoyed. 5-star books, would you say?
Loved, I would even
books
say.
That we gave 5 stars to.
5-star books that we loved that now we are going to read 1-star reviews about and break our own hearts. But I also hope to just kind of laugh in the midst of the whole point of this episode is let's just laugh. Let's just laugh.
Exactly. Let's just laugh, honestly. But before we do that, if you don't already follow us on Instagram or social media, please do so. At L.A.M.E Book Club Pod. That's YouTube. I almost said that's YouTube. That's podcast. That's Instagram. That's all the things. Our handle is at L.A.M.E Book Club Pod for everything. So subscribe on YouTube, like us, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you listen through there, it would help us a ton. And thank you, honestly, just for being here. We love laughing with each other, and we love laughing with strangers on the internet. So this is fun.
Yes, absolutely. Also, we did launch our website. So if you don't know, now you know. We have a couple items for purchase, totes and stickers. Yep. 2 merch items. So we're really rolling in the dough. We're really making it big now. So it's getting pretty serious.
It is.
And that's it.
Exactly. If you didn't already know, now, if you know, you know, it's getting pretty serious now.
This L.A.M.E Book Club pod, it's really taken off now.
Also, we have a Patreon, so that's not it. But this is the last thing. If you want to hear more of us, we have bonus episodes on there. We have our book club episodes. We just recently went through Caraval. Now we're going through Legendary. There's lots of fun extra things. And if you are a top tier member on our Patreon, you get a 15% off of the 2 merch items that we have available, with more to come.
We didn't mention this, but if you're a top tier Patreon member, we just finished Caraval. We are going to now do a live online live book club episode between us and you via the web, live though, not just you listening. Do you get what I'm saying? But also so much fun.
Very true.
That is
Now we're done.
So
So we're going to go ahead and get started with our breaking our own hearts.
Yeah.
Our 1-star reviews.
Good God.
Ellie, do you want to say the 3 books that you're going to be going over?
Yes. And I'm a little bit salty about one of them, and I'll tell you why. So number 1, I'm going to do A Court of Mist and Fury because
obviously,
if you're here, I'm certain that's in your top 10. If it's not, that's fine. That's it. Number 2 is Kingdom of Ash. And then number 3, and this is the one I'm salty about, is From Blood and Ash. And I'm salty because why didn't anybody tell me that it was this good? I, in no world, thought I was going to 5-star this. I didn't even really care to read it. I just thought it was maybe overhyped. And then I picked it up and read it in maybe 1 sitting, and I just devoured it. It was so good. It's one of my new favorite books. So,
I mean, to be fair, I did tell you. Here, I've read all of them.
You didn't push me.
I told you how much I loved. I stopped liking it after the 4th book. I told you how much I loved the first 3.
The responsibility I needed you to have had in this role was to fly to my home, put this book in my face, and like scream at me to read it until I did. And you failed me. But it's okay. What's done is done.
That's on me, I guess. It really is. I should have done that.
I need you to recognize your part in the mistake here.
I do. It is fully, that is absolutely, this really, I'm taking the blow for that one. I'm taking the L. This is absolutely my fault.
It's not just on you. It's on the rest of the world. It's on fate. It's on everyone who didn't tell me to read this specifically. But now I've done. So it was fabulous. Anyways, now I'm going to break my own heart and read the 1-star. What are your books?
Oh, yes. My books are Divine Rivals. Big fan. Loved it. Iron Flame and Empire of Storms.
Nice. Good choices.
Thanks.
All right. You want me to go first?
Yes, please.
I'm not going to actually say who these come from, so we'll leave that anonymous. But the very first 1-star review on Goodreads that I have seen is, and just FYI, there are spoilers for all of the books we previously mentioned. So, This one says, I almost tossed this down in disgust 5 times while reading this book, and right off the bat, that's so aggressive. For a court of mist and fury.
I
to
know.
toss it down in disgust. I knew going in that it was going to be a massive act of revisionism with regard to Rhysand, the villain of the first book. And as someone who loves villains and the Persephone myth that could have been something, I could have gotten behind under the right circumstances, but I wasn't truly prepared for the narrative gymnastics that this book would perform to try to redeem him without really making him do any legwork. What?
What do you mean? He didn't need to do any legwork because he was already doing it. It was all in the background.
That's my, what do they call that with the like bulldog privilege? Like you can kind of like walk freely with your like bodyguard bulldog behind you. Have you seen that?
No idea
trend?
what you're talking about. No.
Anyways, in this episode, Melissa's my bulldog. What do you mean?
I don't know what it is, but I'll accept it. I accept the role. Thank you. It feels like a promotion.
Oh no. By the end of the book, he's still a sleaze lord. Only now he's a sad sleaze lord in leather pants who's actually the heroine's soulmate all along and an all-around nice guy. Papa fedora on his head, and probably milady his way through the night court.
Okay.
Yikes.
Is that the end of it?
Yeah, we could have done it.
I have an unrelated question for you, Ellie. Is it possible to hate someone you don't even know the name of on the internet?
I couldn't hate them because that is so freaking funny to me. Papa fedora, and you'll get a milady.
I can't even laugh that hard at it because it hurts me so much.
It does hurt.
Deeply offended.
You have to laugh to not cry, I think.
I guess that's so true. I choose anger, but I choose anger instead.
That's okay. That's the bulldog in you. I like it.
That is, and it's the
okay.
8. All right.
So on a smash or pass, I will pass on this one if we're doing
Absolutely.
that game as well.
I feel like we're always doing that game. If you've been here for any amount of time, we accidentally play smash or pass on every episode.
Every single day. Melissa will just call me with like, this is how my workday went. And I'm like, that's a pass for me.
Yeah. Smash or pass on this outfit. Like, it's just become part of my vocabulary.
Smash or pass on what my boss just told me.
And that is always a pass. I don't even need to know what the next thing coming out of her mouth is. It immediately pass.
All right. Give me one of yours.
All right. I will do Divine Rivals first because that's the one I have pulled up. All right. I think I'm going to be sad girl over this one.
I can't hear anything bad about this book because it lives in such a tender part of my heart.
And I'm going to make a disclaimer for this. I did truly love this book. But I really think for people who didn't like this book, I think the timing of reading it is everything. I read this book immediately after finishing the ACOTAR series. And as we all most likely, if you've read the series, know, that's a heavy book, like series. Like there's a lot that happens in that, especially
ACOTAR?
The entire series. And like especially that last book. The journey that it's just the healing journey in that is insane. So I was fresh off of that like deep invested feeling, and I needed a palate cleanser, and that's exactly what Divine Rivals is. So I guarantee that part of the reason why I loved it so much is really the timing of reading it. I needed something that was still good and written well, but light.
Vibes.
It was
the right
simple.
Vibes.
It was and so keeping that in mind, I think that's why I love it so much, because I've recommended this book to a few people that I thought would really like it, and they didn't end up liking it. But then after talking about the books that they'd been reading, it wasn't anything big and heavy like ACOTAR or Fourth Wing or like anything like that. So I really think that has a big thing to do with it. But I wanted to caveat that. All right, so here is my review that I'm reading, and I'm also going to caveat this by saying I'm pretty sure this person is from Europe because of some of the words that are used and because of some of the spelling. Because it took me a second. The first time I read it, I'm like, excuse me? All right. The world building is so bad. At some point, the main male character says he loves summer because it's when baseball season is back. And
is that a crime?
The boy loves baseball. Why is that a problem? This is historical fantasy. This isn't it's not like Sunball in Crescent City where no one actually knows what it is.
That was a crime.
This isn't a made up, like, this real things happen in this book. Anyways, I digress. They use lifts, aka elevators. That one really threw me off the first time. And have electricity, yet also use typewriters. I don't know.
It's called world building.
It's called
Milady.
aesthetic, milady. The war resembles the fighting strategies they'd use in World War I, and there's magic gods. Again, historical fantasy.
I'm not finding the problem yet.
Exactly. I'm waiting.
That's why I loved it.
I'm waiting to hear what's wrong with the book. You're just stating good facts. Here's where it gets dicey. The romance is horrible. The dialogue is so cheesy and cringe, it does not even allow you to have a cozy, fun read. It's just strange. Every single chapter...
I don't agree with that, and here's
I also
why.
don't agree.
Because it wasn't, and you may proceed.
Every single chapter sets something that brings you out of the story. I do not understand the hype. I also don't understand that sentence, if we're going to be honest. Every single chapter sets something that brings you out of the story. Things happen in chapters. Actually, Rena, that's how books work. I don't know. I hate to break it to you, but the new things happen in every chapter to keep the story going. I do not understand the hype. I think we need to start reading more to acclaim better books, because being over 25 and having this as a major literary favorite is just bad. Yikes.
No, but everyone has their own opinion.
Everyone
can have their opinion.
Their opinions can be wrong.
It's not my opinion. But you know what? Melissa and I have loved and hated the same book at the same time. And
that's so true.
That's not gone over well either. So it's just one of those things where one person is right. And in this case,
it's us.
Unfortunately is us.
And when Ellie didn't like one of my favorite books of all time, to quote Michael Jordan, and I took that personally. But it's fine. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And that's my 1 star for Divine Rivals, which I fully disagree with.
These aren't breaking my heart as much as I thought, because I feel like I'm able to come back with just like, well, that's not correct.
That didn't happen.
But what I do like, for the most part so far, is that most of these truly are just like opinion-based. Which,
yeah, exactly.
It just depends. Honestly, something could be going on in someone's life to the right point
so
where
true.
They're like, this is not something I want to read at all. And that's fair. So that's that. Here comes Kingdom of Ash, which I feel like most people really liked. And I think the number one issue with this one was just the length of the story.
Yeah.
So this person, again, top 1 star review. I did it. I survived this hellscape. I don't know how. I might have shaved off about 15 years of my life getting through 980 pages in about a week and a half so I could get the book back to the library, but I did it. First of all, props to you. Almost 1,000 pages in a week and a half. Lord knows that book took me like 3 months. I don't know.
Oh, Ellie,
Did you read it in a week and a half?
I think I read it in like 5 days.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? I did read House of Flame and Shadow in like 3 days. That one was a feat for me. Anyways, but they said, but my God, at what cost? I'm not even sure where to start with a steaming pile of garbage. Kingdom of Ash? A steaming pile of garbage?
That hurts.
It was nearly 1,000 pages and hardly anything of note really happened. I don't know, except for like defeating the Valg, but that's fine. It was filled with filler nonsense and ridiculous internal feuds that were not only pointless, but made absolutely no sense to even exist, especially with this world ending war on just to fill pages. And anything of note that did happen was so sloppily handled, I wanted to scream. So where will I start? With the basics, I suppose.
With the basics, I suppose.
I shall show you what basically set the tone for the book for me and how I knew every single page would be searing agony to get through. The first page opens with these 2 lines. He had been hunting for her since the moment she was taken from him, his mate. First of all, loved those 2 lines. But go on.
But
S.J. Maas. S.J. Maas could not make it 2 lines.
Someone said S.J. Maas?
S.J. Maas.
Mm-hmm. You've already said the 2 letters. You're not just going to stick with the 3rd letter. You're going to write out the last name. You do you. That's fine. But that's all I need to know. Quite literally for the rest of this review. That's all I need to know.
Into this book without saying the word mate. This is what I mean when I say it set the tone for the book, because if you've read this far in her books, you know what I mean when I say this entire book is filled with her heavy-handed, badly written garbage. This, and I took this personally, this hurts. It really does.
Yeah.
I love her, and it hurts me. So let's delve into the thick of it. I'm going to be as organized as I can. POVs, and this is where I'm going to end, because this one I was like, I kind of see the point, but also not really when you're reading fantasy, because fantasy is switching up POVs. So they said, I have to start with the very first glaring sin this book committed. The one that stood out as I got a mere 12 chapters into this book, the exceedingly unnecessary amount of POVs. Guess how many there were, dear reader? Guess before I type it out.
That's hilarious.
I respect so much of this comment as well because of the drama. Did you do it? Did you guess? Drum roll, please. There were 15 whole POVs in this book. No, I am not kidding. I don't think I paid
that much attention.
I know. Because when you're reading a good book, you kind of don't care, I think.
Well, and because we've been on this journey with all 15 of them and then some for 7 books prior to this, so...
15, 11 of which, I believe, had been utilized by chapter 12, which is a lot.
That is a lot.
Because I never noticed, I'd argue that it was just well done, maybe.
Or it doesn't matter.
Still don't believe me? I'm going to give you each of them now. Adian, Alid, Aelin, Manon, Dorian, Lorcan, Rowan, Kale, Nezrin, Irene, Lysandra, Fenris, random unnamed soldier for like a page, third person omniscient POV at random points in the book, and then Evangeline. Yes, dear reader, this is what I suffered through, this outrageously ridiculous number of POVs, each one giving me their take on things going on, even if they're in the same vicinity as the characters whose POV I just read. And that's where we'll end. I get it.
Getting the other perspectives, though, especially when it's the same. I guess that's, again, to each his own, and this is my own. I like getting multiple perspectives of the same situation, because it kind of puts it in... Not to keep saying this word so many times, but it puts it in perspective for someone who, like myself, wasn't there. So it's a well-rounded understanding.
So rich. Honestly, I don't even remember reading that thinking, this is so long. I remembered only Adian's chapters was I like, this is so long. But I remember just being like, wow, there's so much story here. I love it. So I guess... I respect the drama. I respect the opinion. I disagree with it.
I'm feeling insecure about the reviews that I chose, because yours have all been funny, even if I fully disagree with them. And I went for the jugular with my 1 stars. But I loved that yours were funny, and I wish I had funny ones now to create.
They were just the top ones. I didn't even search through.
Incredible. None of mine were funny. I had to search for some that were... Which is maybe why they were the top,
because they had some humor.
That's
with
true.
The devastating blows they offered.
Most of the ones at the top, at least especially with Iron Flame, were like 8,000. They could be their own book. That's how long the reviews were.
Yeah.
So I had to scroll a little to find some that were just like a paragraph.
Yeah. I've been cutting some of these down, but go ahead.
All right. Well, so the not funny one that I chose is... If I could erase...
Wait, what book?
Oh, sorry. You're so right. It's Iron Flame. I thought I said it. I just graced over talking about it earlier that in my mind was like, obviously, I have already told you when I didn't. So this is for Iron Flame. My bad. If I could erase one series from the world, it would be this one. Nothing original, badly written with bland characters and romance. I'm actually thinking that they accidentally left this on Iron Flame. I think they meant to review a different series. Because I don't know.
Simply think you clicked wrong.
They couldn't have possibly been read the same version of these books that I read if they're saying it was bland characters and bland romance. Did the name Xaden Ryerson pop up on your page one time, milady? Because if it did, how is it bland? If the whole book was about Dane, that would be one thing. I'd say, yes, this was bland. It wasn't. All right.
Even Dane.
But I mean, know. He's not... I mean, in my...
He had some story to him.
I was going to say, this might be a hot take.
Signets alone make things not bland.
Agreed. But this might be a hot take, but I liked Iron Flame Dane better than Fourth Wing Dane. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's not a hot take, but...
No, that's not hot.
I really liked him once it got to Erasure. I feel like he really did his darndest to make it up to Violet.
Mm-hmm.
The way she has written the main girl, like she needs to be violent under the threat of violence, aka her nickname, has Murica written all over it. I don't know. I guess having a strong female character that does her best to get the people she loves out of trouble, if that's what America is, sign me up, baby. Because that's what she does. She overcomes adversities to do her best and save those who love her. So, caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Oh no, stop that.
People are dying on the page, but she's horny, which is something that Rebecca does in her books. There might be something there. I'll give them that. Also, I'm positive this is an industry plant series, so I'm interested if this book is going to get booted in rating like the first one. Rate anything besides this. I'm going to be so honest with you guys, I don't understand what that last sentence means.
I'm curious about that conspiracy.
I have like an idea, but I've never heard like official word of an industry plant series, so... And
I've
especially
never
with how
heard
many
of that
books
in general, but that makes me suspicious.
Yeah, but anyways, all that to be said, there was one other funny one that I just really quick want to read. It's just one sentence. It says, "Shit belongs in the toilet, Rebecca."
Oh no. No.
I disagree, but that one was funny. So
okay,
there's that.
First of all, I love Iron Flame. And
seriously,
those make me sad, but also very funny. Okay,
agreed.
This is my last one. It's From Blood and Ash, which again, I am on the peak level of love for this book. It's not died down yet. So this one will truly, I saved it for last because it's going to cut me deep. This says, I present to you a tale of questionable consent, bad boys with amber eyes, and foreshadowing so terrible I predicted every plot twist. Now, to be fair, I also predicted the plot twists, but the plot twists were so much more detailed than what I could have come up with that I really appreciated the thought that went into that, if that makes sense. So they also say, and this killed me when I read it, otherwise known as From Mud and Trash.
Oh my gosh.
The book was so bad that I made a whole photo album for the screenshots of, quote, "excuse me" moments, and there were 122 photos in total. Faith in literature flies out the window. From Blood and Ash follows the maiden, a girl named Poppy, who is fated to ascend soon. She isn't allowed to speak or touch anyone but a select few, but a mysterious man named Hawk becomes her guard, and when attacks from supernatural creatures become more common, she's forced to trust him. I've seen a lot of people compare this book to Sarah J. Maas's works. I would like to argue that it doesn't deserve to be compared to SJM. Unlike SJM's book, From Blood and Ash has no discussions about mental health and trauma, which, you know what? Discussions in the book, maybe not, but displays of mental health and trauma, yes. So even though it's not outright like spoken about, a dialogue between two characters, I would argue that there was quite a bit of that plus healing. Like the whole point of Hawk, why she attached to him, was because he saw her for more than her role and helped her heal in identity, and I really liked that plot point. They have some bond because of shared loss in their family, but that's pretty much it, which I disagree with. All they do is simmer in angst and, quote, "I'm not meant to be with you," and then have some forbidden makeout sessions. So this one cuts me deep, and that's all I really have to say outside of that.
Well,
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. I can't say I agree, but once again, and I reiterate this at the end of all of these, everyone has their opinion, and that's fine. It makes me sad, but it's fine.
That's fine. It's not, but it's fine.
You have a last one?
I do. So this is for Empire of Storms, and I have two that I'm cutting in half and merging together because I just found the other one and it's funny, and I'm still feeling insecure about mine not being funny. So this first one, oh man, this one is it's opinionated. I'm trying to find the right word. It's bold. That's the word I was looking for. Bold, lots of bold statements. Are you ready?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, it starts with what absolute garbage. It's the first line.
No. Wait, what book is this?
Empire of Storms.
Okay, thanks.
What absolute garbage. This is easily the worst book I've read. I can't say I agree, but I'll keep reading. SJM is terrible at writing and then says, feel free to @ me, I have receipts. And so I will, because I need to see these receipts that they're talking about. Terrible at plotting and a complete parody of herself. I don't think I'd feel comfortable being this critical of a person I don't know online. This just goes, like, this is beyond just talking about the book. Calling her a complete
character
parody of herself. That's again bold. Like I don't see it.
Okay. I have read some absolute hot trash fire garbage books in my time, in my days. But have I still given the book
out of respect at least 2 stars?
No. I was going to say 2 stars, but no, I have absolutely 1 star.
No, I have 1 star.
But I will not write like an unnecessarily terrible review of the book because I feel like I'll just say like wasn't my favorite. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just so non-confrontational that even in my book reviews I'm still like, hey there, hey friend, you did so great, awesome
3 stars
job.
for trying,
wasn't for
author.
Me, but no, yeah, I cannot imagine saying mean things to anybody. Even in the form of a book review. But I know book reviews need to be honest because if everyone's giving them 5 stars, even if they're like, it was just okay, we're going to have all these 5 stars that were like, why did I spend my time reading this? It was not great, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think there's also a way to be respectful about giving your honest opinion. Like you could, it's just saying like, this wasn't for me. You could even say like, I absolutely hated all of this in my opinion. Like, I think just even like adding that's like, this is how I feel about this. Like, I don't know, because I actually, unrelated to this, for whatever reason, I was recently going through all of my books that I've read since I didn't start using Goodreads until like halfway through last year. And so I don't have obviously every book I've ever read on there, but I just went through all of the books that I've rated and I only have 1 star on Goodreads. There's only one book that I actually have given a 1 star to. There's been books that I hate, but if I hate it, I just don't review it. Because I'm like, the golden rule, if you don't have, well, that's not the golden rule, but what my mama always taught me is if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I just kept my trap shut because I'm like, if someone asks me, I'll tell them, but I'm like, I don't need to put my opinion of this online, or I'll just, and then the book I did give a 1 star to, I didn't say anything. I just gave it a 1 star and I didn't write anything out because I'm like,
one time,
this says enough.
I think it was Lucy that called me out on this and I honestly didn't even like consider. But there was a biography that some girl wrote, and I read it, and I was like, I didn't care for this, and I gave it like 2 stars, and she's like, that wasn't like a fiction book. You 2-starred their actual life, and I felt so bad after I went back and gave it 5. So it's like, how disrespectful of me. That's not just like, oh, I don't really like how this panned out. That was their life.
The plot really need to be reworked in this.
So
the storyline was missing. The character development was terrible. I don't understand what was happening.
Oh my gosh. That was
That's
so
funny.
Rough. Okay.
Well, so I'm not done with this. Hold on.
Yeah.
It said, to continue, I've never seen an author so viciously turn against her own characters. And I just, like, tell me where she turned against her own characters. I want to launch this book into the sun, but not before fighting it in a cage match. So that's where I was like,
here's the thing is, up until
yikes.
Empire of Storms, there was a lot to be worked on, I think. Like,
yeah,
she wrote the first couple books when she was really young, and then it got significantly better, Heir of Fire, moving forward. But that's only like 2 books in between, Queen of Shadows, Heir of Fire, and then Empire of Storms. So it's like, to turn on your characters.
I know.
They had such significant that book was phenomenal.
That's what I'm like, we turn on them. What do you mean? Like, turn on them into growth? Because absolutely. I don't know if you know this or not, but just like people change in real life, characters are allowed to change and grow. That doesn't mean she's turning on them. Oh, mic drop. Okay. I really don't know where I was going with that one. I just felt it so passionately. But here's my funny one. So I didn't read this person's original review. It looks like they are updating it, but at the top it says, update, I've read it. She can still keep it. Where's Dorian? Because the guy she keeps calling Dorian in the book sure isn't the deep and emotionally aware cinnamon roll that I know and love. And honestly, I actually understand this a little bit because I remember even talking. I don't remember when we did our book club series on Throne of Glass. I don't remember. It might have even been around Empire Storm's time frame, but I do remember being like, he is like, who is this guy? Like, he's so vanilla. He went from being this like charismatic prince, and again, there's trauma. Like, I get that, but like it almost was like he just became
very vanilla.
Like, yeah, like it didn't feel like the trauma was affecting him. It felt like it just took his personality. Like, it didn't feel like it.
And maybe that's why I wasn't a huge Minorian gal, because he lost so much of his zest on his own. Like, it kind of came back out with Manon, but not to the point where he was with those previous books. So maybe that's the character, like, turning on her characters that she was talking about was specifically him.
It could be. And I don't know. But even still, like, it was such a minor dislike that it's not going to affect my entirety, like the entire view I have on the series.
Absolutely not.
And
plus the book's not about him.
Exactly.
Yes, he's a big
He's
part,
one of the 15.
Like, he's one of the... That's a good point.
But, like, I'm still a big Minorian fan because of how much I like Manon. So, like, she makes up for all of it.
I'm a Manon fan.
That's so
not
true.
necessarily them together.
I'm a big Dorian fan in Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. Big fan of him in those first two books. But anyways, that's all I have about that. And I think to break the opinions and spells of despair, we should move on, and we are going to do our Hear Me Out cakes.
Woohoo!
So
I'm so excited
we did
for this.
set ourselves some rules, and we did expand on them slightly. So all of our Hear Me Outs are book characters and or characters from movie adaptations of books. So they all are book related, but some of them are specifically from movies. Yep. So I just want to throw that out there before we start. And also, I took this a little too seriously, and I have about 9 more than Ellie. So when we're all done going back and forth, I will be doing a lightning round because I want to talk about all of them.
I can't wait. All right. Are we ready? You go first.
Oh, no, you go first, because mine are all facing forward. I have to flip them upside down.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Number 1. This one's not as funny, but it might be. I have... Oh, also, guys, if you're watching, I am so sorry. My printer is printing in, like, negative. So everything's, like, bleached and, like, the opposite of what you should be seeing. So you might not see the picture, but I'll just tell you what it is. You might not. This one, Hear Me Out, is... Tairn.
Oh, I have Tairn. I knew we would have some crossover. I'm just going to throw him in my cake already.
Perfect. Your printout is so much better than mine.
It is. And this is my 4-year-old helped me make my cake. So mine has rainbow sprinkles on it.
All right, you go next.
So next I present to you, I see your Tairn, and I will raise you 1. Oh, shoot. I should have had mine all in order somehow. I will raise you... Where is that one I'm looking for? Oh, yes. I will raise you the otter from Crescent City.
Oh, he's cute.
He's cute, but I'm talking from like a Hear Me Out, because it's not just, oh, he's so cute. He is a hardworking man. He delivers mail day and night. This is he's going to provide, baby. This is a stable choice.
You stop that.
No.
Okay.
If you think that's bad, I'm concerned for the rest of mine, because I actually...
We'll keep it in the Crescent City world for a second. My Hear Me Out, of course, is Therian, because he's hot and he has a tail, and I just love his witty banter, and also he's hot, so go ahead.
And also he's hot. All right, so let's just stay in book land for a hot second here. I have the... Oh, also, I mean... it's not really spoilers, I guess. I have the magic dress, Scarlet's magic dress from Caraval. The dress,
tell me why.
Specifically. Sweet baby girl can turn into anything she wants. Absolutely. So the dress, I want it so bad.
Okay. I do have Tamlin, and if you want to know why, hear literally any of our ACOTAR episodes, I will defend him to my death. But there he is. He looks a little like Lucian due to the printer, but it is Tamlin. Lucian is not on my cake.
All right. Well, while we're still in the ACOTAR world, I have a Jurian's Eye. I've seen this on some Hear Me Out cakes already, and I just knew that I had him included on mine because I get it, girlies. I get it.
You get it.
There's something about him, the eye being sentient.
Don't look at the eye like that. I don't like it. Okay.
On my Hear Me Out cake, what do you mean you don't like it?
I have Jack Barlow because there's just something, there's a certain je ne sais quoi he puts out there. It's like psycho.
I don't think you understand the name of the game.
No, you have to hear me out.
I
think he's hot.
Okay.
All
right. Well, I'm gonna apologize before I do this to the illustrator of this fan art because I don't think that this was the intention of this picture, but it's what I saw and I can't unsee it. I saw this fan art of female Cassian. She's hot. So, but I don't think the intention,
female?
I don't think the intention was to make him a girl in this picture, but that's how I saw it. So female Cassian is on my Hear Me Out. He's a hot dude and a hot woman. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh.
He's full. He can do it all.
All right. We're moving on to movie adaptations because that's it for me. I cannot defend anybody else in the book world, to be honest.
I think the rest of mine are movie
unless
adaptations
we're going really indie. Okay. Lucius Malfoy, which I argue is not necessarily a Hear Me Out because I think a lot of people like him, but he is my Hear Me Out. So,
all right, I have one more in the before I jump into movie adaptations. I have Mort,
the doorknob.
He's hilarious. That man will keep you laughing all night long.
He will keep you laughing.
So Mort is on my cake.
Uh-huh.
All right, now I'm exclusively on to movie adaptations as well.
Perfect. I have Billy Black from Twilight, Jacob's dad.
I almost I so get it. You do not need to explain that to me. That is so funny.
Yeah.
Right? I almost, the only reason I did it,
wolf-ish.
He's a gilf.
He is, well.
His name is Gil, too, which is funny. Well, he's now like.
Oh well, Renesmee though, so he is a gilf.
He is a gilf. Well, but that's.
Oh wait, but they're not related.
That's not the same way.
Just
Hold
a
on.
dilf. We come back.
Well, okay. Since I wasn't gonna do him next, but I will now. Since we're talking about dilfs, I have Triss's dad from Divergent.
Ew. Wait, but you're right. Not even you. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I wish I would have thought of him because I did pull Divergent
too.
But I got Eric, that like the bad guy.
That's not a Hear Me Out. That's Avi.
Do you think so?
I mean, maybe, am I the problem? Is it not?
I don't know. But he was on my Hear Me Out, so maybe it is obvious.
Yeah. All right. Well, up next, I'm really going to shift gears here. I have the Sandworm from Dune.
Ew.
Seems like a good time.
Ew.
You can take that however you want. I don't know if that's how I meant it, but
I stand by this. I will die on this hill. I don't care what you say. Something in me has changed because
something has changed within me. I want to see Wicked so bad. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I do too. Peter Dinklage as Tyrion.
Okay, actually though, that was aggressive.
I love Peter Dinklage.
I love Peter Dinklage too, and I get it specifically
He's
as
a good
Tyrion
guy.
as well.
Okay, and that's all.
All right, so I have also from Outlander, Dougal Mackenzie.
No.
Gilf. I don't even know how old he is, but his beard is kind of white, so that's why
Dougal Mackenzie. No, I get it.
Of the Mackenzie clan.
I get it. I do have Clegane as well from Game of Thrones.
Oh, I'm glad you went Game of Thrones because I also have a Game of Thrones character. All right, I have, and you're going to need to hear me out on this one, The Hound.
Yeah, that's Clegane.
Oh, dude, I forgot what his real name was. Incredible.
Oh, I love that we have the same one. Hear me out. Let's hear it, though. Let's hear it.
He is the definition of all morally gray characters. That's what he is. He is
also,
the Hound.
Hard on the outside, soft on the inside.
Soft on the inside.
You absolutely see his soft spot for Arya, for
exactly,
his friends. Oh my gosh, yeah, he is absolutely. Hear me out. Is it my turn?
It is.
I don't love this one, but I was kind of struggling, so I'm just gonna get him out here. But I did find him attractive, and maybe other people don't. You know the Featherington sisters from Bridgerton?
Yeah, like the actual actresses. Shut up. Are you Eugene Levy? Is that who you're putting on? Oh no, sorry.
I don't think so.
The butler from Downton Abbey.
No. The Featherington sisters. Just track with me there.
No, I am. He in real life, he's one of the dads of the Featheringtons. He's the dad of one of the actresses.
That's not where I'm going.
Okay,
track with me.
I am.
The Featherington sisters.
Yes, I know them.
Okay, you know the one that goes, Vale, the bugs.
Yes.
Not her. The other sister.
Yes, the other sister.
Husband.
Oh.
This guy.
I wish your printer was better because I can't really see.
I can't believe you can't tell who that is, but he's on my cake. Because I was like, he's cute. And Prudence. I remembered thinking that's his name? Or that's
her name in the show. She plays Prudence, the sister.
Okay.
So in real life, Prudence's dad is the butler in Downton Abbey, and her mom is Mrs. Or no, everyone's gonna come for me when I say this on the internet. I never grew up reading Harry Potter, and I've only watched the movies through one time, so I can't remember her name. But the professor with the plants. No, not her. The really short lady. I think she's evil.
Yeah. Her name is I'll think of it later.
It starts with an M, I want to say. But
yeah,
regardless,
I think so too.
In real life, that's her mom, and her dad is the butler in Downton Abbey, and she's
okay.
So
that's cool.
So I thought that's where you were going because you were like the Featheringtons. I'm like, yeah, and then it's also her. But anyways,
no. Okay,
it's my turn. Yeah. Well, since we're on Harry Potter, talking about Harry Potter, and I know I just outed myself by saying I haven't actually read or didn't grow up reading the books, and I've only seen the movies once, but this will forever stay with me. And it's only in this scene, but it's Voldemort when he's on the back of the head. Not regular. No, that's amazing. Not regular Voldemort, back of head Voldemort. I actually don't have words. You just have, if you know, you know.
Vibes.
It's all vibes. It is.
That's gross, actually. Mine's not gross. And I stand by this. This is not just like a hear me out cake. This is truly, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. He was maybe my first crush ever. It is Mr. Tumnus.
I knew that is where you're. I love James McAvoy. He could make Dear Legs look great.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
All right. Well, on that streak, I have Aslan.
Oh, I was thinking about that, but then I felt really weird about that.
Well,
so
you shouldn't, because it's the darn truth.
I hate your cake because all I see is the corner, and I'm seeing Clegane, the doorknob, the back of Voldemort's head. Your cake's gross. Okay, Gandalf, and I mean that. Look at him. He looks so
silver
good.
Fox.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, well, speaking of silver foxes, man, you're really making segues for mine. I have King Triton. Did you know Ariel, the Little Mermaid, is a book?
Oh, yeah,
so
sure
King
is.
Triton is on mine.
I get that one. No explanation needed.
Thank you.
I have Marcus from the Volturi and Twilight. Something about his je ne sais quoi.
I almost put him on mine, too.
He's just elegant. Kidding. I bet he just walks. He just walks into a room and just dominates it. He's got this smooth, silky voice. I like him.
He's
about him.
Malik, right? It's his real name in real life. This last name.
Rami Malek. No.
Yeah. No. Okay. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different.
He was in Twilight, though. You are right.
Yeah, I know.
But he wasn't the Volturi.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of a different. Anyways, all right. Well, I'm gonna. I feel like this one comes to no surprise to anyone, but Inigo Montoya is on mine.
I thought about him too. All right, I am down to 2 left, so I will go here. I have Peter Dinklage for a second time, but this time as Dean Casca Highbottom from the newest Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
That's a good one.
I just felt like if I chose him once, I can choose him twice.
You sure can. I should have put a table down or something so you could see my cake better. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. Well, this one is honestly all vibes, and it's really just because it's funny. And is Toilet Guy from Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
The guy when the dinosaur rips it up and he's going on. That's hilarious. So for that reason alone, he makes my cake. And in case you didn't know, Jurassic Park was a book.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. That's
I
cool.
didn't know that until I was looking up characters.
Didn't even question it.
Thank you.
This is my very last one. I've saved him for last because I was just talking about the Hunger Games with Dean Casca Highbottom. I have Lucius Lucky Flickerman. And he goes right there.
Incredible.
And I think he's hilarious, but also can deliver the point with like a solemn attitude. You know what I mean? So.
How funny that you have him because I have Caesar Flickerman on my...
Yeah! Stanley Tucci.
I love Stanley Tucci. No, I love him so much. Even with pink hair, purple hair, he can do it.
I need you to hear this. Yesterday we were doing a Friendsgiving and we were asking each other like, who's your celebrity crush? And Grant says, I want to answer for Ellie because I don't think she's going to be honest with you. And he goes, she has like a huge thing for 2 guys. It's what's his name, Ellie? Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe. And then what's the other guy? Buscemi. Not Gary. Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And everyone, the way he delivered it, everyone just thought like, oh, you're actually trying to keep that secret. No, it's not real, but it was amazing. So funny.
But isn't it?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well,
lightning round me.
Lightning round. All right. I have the lizard from Holes.
Ew.
Holes was a book. What are you talking about?
The yellow belly lizard?
The yellow striped.
I just feel like you're pulling things out of your butt right now to just put on this cake.
This one was a little bit. I will say it's a reach, but the neck. Actually, you know what I actually learned doing this cake. This is not what those lizards look like. The movie took some very creative liberties with the. This is a completely different kind of reptile.
Yeah.
But I love the neck umbrellas. I don't know what they're actually called, but that's what I call them.
And for that reason alone, it finds a spot on your cake.
Absolutely. If I was an animal, I would want those. Like, that's attractive. That's if I was an animal, that would be like, ooh, talk about peacocking. Come here.
Check out my neck.
Check out my neck umbrella.
Sick freak. All right.
All right. I have the hat from Handmaid's Tale.
Your cake is done. I'm over you.
I love. This is so weird. I
feel
like the
you're
way
not understanding the assignment. These inanimate objects and lizards with umbrella necks.
I really like the way these fit the women. It was giving Pilgrim, and I don't know if I'm just feeling so in the season because Thanksgiving, but it made the cake. All right, and then I have, and I know you're gonna agree with me on this one, but this is a hot take for a lot of people. I have Miles Teller, aka Peter from Divergent.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna put him because I love Miles Teller.
I love Miles Teller, and I know this isn't like, this is 50-50. I feel like people are gonna be like, obviously, but I think there is a large group of people that are gonna be like, yeah, no, yes. I don't understand how you could look at that face and say no thank you, and how I would even have to possibly explain, hear me out.
No, I am a later Miles Teller fan though. I really wasn't attracted to him until Maverick.
I loved him in Spectacular Now. I loved him in
I never saw
Divergent. I loved him in all of and I forget what it's called, but the drummer movie that he's in, big fan of him.
That's my comfort movie.
All right, I have Hannibal Lecter specifically wearing the mask.
Ew.
That if he
don't look at him like that. I don't like that. Put that on your cake and move on. I'm sick of this.
Fava beans. That was fun. I don't know. I liked it. I have, and okay, this one you're gonna have to really, really stick with me for this one. But you have, the longer I look at it,
sticking with you.
No,
for this whole thing.
The longer I look at it, that you just have to stare at it and then you get it. And it's specifically Austin Butler from Dune.
Oh yeah.
But
no,
okay, I thought this would be a harder sell.
No,
it's
it is
no
because
eyebrows.
He's so gross. He's so gross, but it's Austin
I can see through
Butler.
exactly.
I can see the potential in him.
Even without eyebrows, he can do it. All right, and then did you know that Polar Express was a book, Ellie? I mean, children's book.
Stop, because I will not accept anything from Polar Express on that.
Well,
cake.
you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to accept the hobo on top of the train, and.
Ew.
I think I speak for all the girly. Oh, come on.
Not even the conductor. The whole Polar Express would have been a hear me out in itself. You could have at least chosen someone conventionally cuter. You chose Tom Hanks as the hobo on the top.
Tom Hanks is all of them. Tom Hanks is also the conductors. Tom Hanks is Santa.
That's what I'm saying. You could have chosen any of Tom Hanks'
This is the best version of Tom Hanks in that movie. And I will stand by it. Okay, my last one is not book related, which is why I kept it for last. And you're not going to get this, but all of the moms out here will, and so that's why I'm putting this on here. It's
the
Rad
Bluey dad
from Bluey.
Oh my gosh.
It's the uncle.
How did I know before I even knew? Oh.
It's the uncle. It's Rad, and we all, if you know, and you'd get it. So Rad, even though he's not even book related, he had to make the cake. So that's my cake. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Actually, throw that in the trash.
We're gonna take pictures of this. We're gonna post it on our Instagram for everyone else to comment on it. But you know that Lizzie or what is it? That's my life. I hope you enjoyed it because I know I did. So that's my cake.
The pictures on your cake are so visually displeasing to my eyes. Specifically, the Dune worm and Hannibal Lecter. That's it. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Follow us for more. We'll catch y'all next Monday. Bye.
Bye.